What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel. We're online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. I got a good funny one for you today. Good one. This picture is from one of the new sols from Curiosity, and it has so much debris in it. It just looks like a statue. Something like something. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. It looked like it was had a back plate to it. It got crunched off, all sorts of stuff here, but I'm going to show you first I got to show you, and we're going to make this short even though there's a whole bunch. I went 30 minutes on last night's video, and this one could deserve a 30-minute video, but let's see what we got here. See if you guys can see see what I see. I see what I see, you see what you see. Alright, ready? Let me give it the brightness contrast. Just hit it just a little bit to give it a little bit more brightness. Alright, here we go. Bam! Cowardly Lion. Let's take a little zoom here. Okay, I hope you guys can see this because it's not just me. Because when I first saw this, I said that looks like a Beast Man configuration, almost like you see Bigfoot or something here. But you got your two eyeballs, you got the long brow, the nose, big nose. You see that there? The mouth wide open, the lips around it, the whole bushy beard. And then over on this side, this looks like here. I was saying this looks like this was a flat wall. And it was a flat part of a statue. This got knocked off. Whatever destroyed it. You're going to see the rest of the blocks are throughout here. Like up here, it looks like it's a piece of a block or something along those lines. All right, let's go ahead and step backwards a tad. That's how it came now. And let me show you where I got it from NASA, just so you get it. All you gotta do is go to the description and click on this, and you'll get this link. It's got all sorts of stuff in it. This was a new sol. It was sol. Let's see here. I think it was 688. Sol 688. So this was pretty fresh off the rover. But in this, I'm beginning to believe there are at one time, or still are, little miniature, maybe 6-inch aliens, no more than a foot tall, that have done a lot of carving, a lot of setting up technology. And whether that was the only civilization there, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty solid on that's most likely the case. At least there's something there that they can make sculptures this small in some cases. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. What I've done is I've covered a lot of this stuff in red. I'm not going to go over everything, but I'll back it out. So go download this picture. This one's to have. And all these are irregular shapes. I didn't even really get into over here. I mean, we're going to take a quick look at some of these here. And look at the... it looks, like I said, it looks like it was on a flat surface. It had some sort of statue, some sort of effigy, something that was just exploded. Whenever the cataclysm was, whatever took it out, took it hardcore out. But even here, there could have been more over here. We got everywhere you look. And the more and more, like I said, more and more I'm subscribing to the theories that there probably is a small race there, or was there for sure. Because like I said, this rover is one of the smaller, well, the rover's pretty big. This is a Curiosity rover. But these stones aren't huge. This stuff isn't gargantuan. But let's take a look at some of this stuff. Like up here, I could sit here and I could color in this stuff all day when you find some anomalies. And if you blank your mind and think, okay, this is, I'm just going to lose all concept of what I think something should be or how big something should be. Maybe think in terms of cats and birds and how big they are, And I mean, the planet's what, 1/3 the size of ours, so that you would think things would be smaller there anyway. But the black and white pictures, thank the Lord NASA hasn't got to these usually. They're cutting out more. I have a lot more fun with the black and white pictures than I am with the other ones. But see how... Let me show you, like I said, how I'm seeing little piping and movements and stuff like that. Look, this is coming up off the surface right here. It's kind of hard to see, but connected here, it comes down. It's got connections. It comes up around the corner here. You don't see that with regular old rocks. They're not making connections. They're not doing stuff. And look here, let me actually pump up the. Here, let me go back down to the background. Let me do a little something. Let me give it some contrast and a little bit of gamma here. See if we can't pull some of this stuff out. Alright, some contrast. And then just a tad bit of gamma, image, exposure. When you get the gamma, I think it may darken the picture up, but you can kind of see around it a little bit more. You'll see the picture. See how this goes out around? It's like a seashell. It's even got the markings through it. But What I like about when you do that, even though it's darkened it up so much here, watch, you'll just see the difference. It does pull that out. So there's a couple places I wanted to show you that it does get pulled out. And here's what I'm talking about. Look, this looks like a face over here. For one spot, there's a whole lot of stuff. I mean, for one little place on Mars, one little just click of the camera, you think, wow, the one anomaly, okay, that could just be nature. Two anomalies, we're starting to get. But look here, when I take this off, you're gonna see here. Let's do this. See if I can't do the one more time here with the exposure and just crack that just a tad. Maybe even give it a little bit of that back. Um, Okay, see we've got like a perfect square here, and it gets a deep square, goes down around both sides, and it connects to a circle that's connected to this here, another platform under it, so it's like stacked up, and it looks to have something like a piping coming from it. It comes out of here and it goes around here, and you'll see here it actually has struts and stuff in it. Wait till now let me pull in now and show you what I'm talking about. I mean, it starts getting blurry, it's harder to see, but hopefully you can see that part of it. Now let me click it on there a little bit, give you an idea. And here would be the circle part of it, and it's connected to something here. It's connected, comes down around here, it's connected, connects up, comes down in parallels. I mean, you see parallels, you see shapes, you see all sorts of stuff here on Mars that just really in the scheme of what we've been taught and what we've been known to think about it just doesn't add up. Nothing matches. Another what looks to be ornate looking face right next to each other here. Um, Back that up. But all sorts of good stuff in this picture. Let's go back down to our buddy. Where'd he go? And check out down here. Like you see what looks to be, thin pieces of metal. See how it looks like it's turned up? It just got some. Uh, Actually, it looks like it's probably a basket here or something like that. This is a piece that looks like that's a lid to it. But it's got the sand over top of it, probably from years of sand blasting from the sun coming through, dust devils, all, sandstorms. But see the small, and we've been looking at this stuff, and a lot of us have been talking about it on our channel about, how big do you think this stuff was? Because some of the stuff's looking to be, it looks like little hands touched it. Maybe think in terms of insects, it being. But check this out. This comes out over top of it, and then you can see the shadows. And there's a lot of that going on in this picture too. Then there's some really cool looking tool things up here. Look at this comes up and this comes out that way. Here, you can see it. It's got a shadow, so you know the shadow's right. See it comes up now. I don't see where the perfect square is. See it's somewhere in here, maybe right here. And it goes to show that it looks like just a piece of something, like a piece of the statue that's just been blown to bits, and you see the blocks of it everywhere here, just laying around, strewn about. Um, Here you see, look at the shapes of it. Now you can just see one or two of those here and there, like more and more. This stuff looks to be connected. And here's where the other piece was. I thought that was interesting. It really looked. It looks like it's been rounded off, like it was metal at one time. Um, and when I found this, I found it on M Planets, and this basically is a software where you kind of drive the rover, and you could put it in analog, like you could actually look at it with these glasses, your good old 3D glasses, which I recommend if you got the program Mars Images. You can also do it with that. That's the way to really find anomalies. This stuff just popped, and I saw it right away, and I was like, whoa, I need to get this picture. But see how look at this thing up here. It looks like it's a round piece, like to a staff. It looks like the whole thing was just destroyed. Here, tell me this is natural looking. It's got a shear. Looked like at first it was, shaved that way. The rock grain probably went with that. This here looks like something had happened to it. You really can't tell. But look, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 grooves in it, and then it gets caught up in the sand. The sand covers some of it, but you can still see through the grooves some of the sand. So I mean, we're not talking. Hey, look at this, okay? Check this out. Perfect triangles. See this stuff coming up here. You've got under it. You've got what seems to be spiraling things. It's too cool for school, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, check that one out here. This is just look how rounded off that is. Tell me that's not an interesting piece right there. Alright, step backwards. Alright. Nope, don't want that one. Let me see if we can't cut that back. And let's just brighten this one up right here too, because this just looks like a pile of something. And who knows what had hit it. If this was, we've seen so much stuff that looks like it's been heated up. It's very interesting what we've come across so far. Cool, check that out. Some symmetry in there. It's got two like little knobbies coming up that way. Could that be another statue or something? It kind of looks like a statue of something kind of evil. If you put this as the head, and let's say we'll paint the head green. Now, then we'll show you the rest of the picture real quick, then get you guys going. I don't want to hold up too much of your time. I know y'all's time is valuable. Yesterday, I won't. I'll let that one go really long. What's my pencil? How come I can't do it into this one? The layer shouldn't be locked. New. Cancel. Alright, if I can't do this in 2 seconds, so come on, new layer. I should know the keyboard cuts to that. Alright, keyboard, alright, come up to my new layer. Let me drop so we can see through it. What's the purpose of doing it if we can't see through it? There we go. Okay, here, let me back out. Alright. Alright, so here's be my little guy's head. It'd be cloaked into some black weird thing. And that's probably just, like I said, this looks like it was a piece of something that it just got cut up, strewn about. It got suffered a fate as everything else. And look up here, this is pretty interesting stuff up here. When you give it the color, I always see, you can see where I'm, the S curves and stuff. Look at this piece right here that's an S. How many times have we seen stuff that looks like an S up here on Mars? Look at that. Like a snake bending down. I mean, it looks like with construction materials that are perfect. They got perfect curves on them. Something that was really ornate at one time. Up here you can see curves. It comes down, it comes up, it goes over. I mean, let me pop this on again. It's got layers to it, and this isn't that far away. And really, this, like I said, it's been even though it's black and white, it's a much better looking than the mass cam. I think the mass cams were doing most of their tampering with the evidence here, because it takes a lot to get to actually people. Imagine how many people really actually go look through these now. I mean, we're starting to make kind of a sport of it. There's so many people doing it now, but when they first started, I don't think there was. That's why the mass cam was so clear. But it's like they almost have given up on those mass cams and put a really nasty filter on it right away before it goes anywhere. But if you were to, I mean, this is the green piece, but I mean, look at some of this stuff. It's just, do you see how it runs across there? It's got little perfect things. I mean, I'm thinking that this tech is very small, and whatever it was just this, just got hit. Just got hit and destroyed. I'm really into this new Thunderbolts project. If you haven't checked it out about the electric, universe and what might have happened to Mars, there's some really good information that I'm, just into starting to read and think about. If you guys know anything about it, or you say, oh, that's bunk, comment, let me know. Let's get a little conversation going, because I'm interested to hear what you guys think about it. I'm really trying to take my channel into a public mode now so we can get some people here. Like, I've got almost about to hit 11,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. So I've got a base now that's actually big enough to where I'm going to make a couple, like, the one is going to be top sevens, like the top 7 sky phenomenon, stuff that will bring in people that normally wouldn't wouldn't look at anomaly videos. They would think, oh, these guys are kooks. But see that, maybe then come to the channel or see one of our other videos on the right side of it and then come in, and then bring somebody from the outside in that didn't have to come in through an article that is ridiculing us or something along those lines. So I mean, I'm really going to try and amp it up here. I'm going to put out some. I just think it's the way to go. Like, there's only so many of us Mars enthusiasts out there. I've hit 11,000. I'm sure there's probably another 11,000, maybe even more out there. But I think we really want to start going for that general public now, because after seeing that moon show the other day, like I said, if you watch my news segments, which is another thing I'm doing, space news, hopefully to bring people in, and you'll get a little bit of a different opinion. But if you watch that thing from Sci-Fi the other day, what they were calling smoking guns was just nonsense to me. And but at least they're talking the subject out on TV. But right afterwards, an NBC hit piece came out. Apparently, somebody on here was telling me, I haven't backed this up, so this could be total fabrication. But NBC had bought out Sci-Fi in the past. There, killed a couple of really good shows that were spreading truth. And then just so happens they're the ones that run the hit piece on it the next day. So you get a little bit of the truth at a time, but you're not getting the full, bite of it. I want to get people to come over here unexpectedly thinking, okay, this is a top 7 anomalies video. Beautiful stuff. I got some really good ones to put up. And then they see, oh, what's this guy doing? And then checks out an anomaly video and says, oh crap, that looks like Earth. That's how we're going to hook some more people. And then once we hit some new people into this, I know once you start learning about this stuff, you start getting excited. They want to show other people. I mean, I think we can get the ball rolling. So, if you guys, I'm a really fan of thinking together, like community or conscious, community conscious. That if all of us think, hey, that's a good plan. Think about it, pray on it, whatever you do, meditate on it. Say, yeah, let's help Will out here. Let's get this moving and rolling because I can see us hitting. Like I said, I want to hit this channel just to blow up, and then once they start seeing my stuff, then they'll start moving over to the other people. Uh, the sky's the limit, especially when somebody's just getting a taste of information. So let's get that taste in their mouth. Like I said, I'm going to start working on some of the other videos that bring people in. So not everything will be anomaly related, but I'm going to try and keep everything very entertaining. And we're going to take this thing to the next level. I've been doing the YouTube, uh, it's called Creators Academy recently. So I've been really trying to learn how to actually use YouTube like a professional person would, not just like I do. Um, and as you're going through here, I hope you're seeing the anomalies as I'm going through. I'm just kind of painting over top of them back and forth. Now check this thing out here. This up in here. Now watch when I drop it. Oop, that was the other color. See how, like the color I just think helps us see it. It brings it out a little bit more for you. So I hope you're enjoying that. But alright, was there any more in here I really wanted to show you guys? Hopefully some of you guys made it to here. This is definitely a good picture. I look at all this stuff that looks like it was on something rounded here. It looks like rounded base to something. More pictures, more, look at the top, rounded piece to this top right here. Let me kick it off. Down here, check this out. I mean, everywhere you look, there's an anomaly here. That's what makes me think something like a statue was blown to bits. There's like something that was important and had a lot of little pieces. So like I said, I'm not counting out the little alien theory up there anymore. I mean, after Dr. Stephen Greer found that little thing that looked like, I mean, if you saw the 6-inch alien thing, even if it was just human, this the bones and you see the actual structure. I mean, life can grow tall, can grow big. I mean, who's to say that on other planets life isn't, the most minuscule of things? So very exciting times we're living in here, people. We got access to the internet, unlike many people before us. We've got access to information that none of us would have had unless we were in secret societies or some of the people keeping us down. But see how everything kind of connects. And these black and white pictures, like I said, if you go get it's great to look at them in the 3D. It really does bring some stuff out, and that's how I found this one on. Like I said, I found it on M Planets, which is Midnight Planets. Which, if you got iPad or an iPhone, definitely get that one. And for Android, Mars Images works for both, and Android N, you should get Mars Images because that's one you can send to me. Basically, if you see something interesting, hit the send button and send it to will@willfarrar.net. I got a whole bunch of my buddies doing that already, and we get all sorts of good stuff from you guys. All the triangles. I mean, this is just kind of curiosity. Just kind of stumbled up on this recently too. Like I said, this isn't what it's looked like for a while. I mean, this is kind of new to us. So I think that's about gonna wrap it up. I mean, look at this here. I mean, look at it's like shaping in it. I mean, this looks like it was some sort of flipped over statue somewhere and it just got tore up. And I'm gonna leave you with what we came here with the cowardly lion. If I only, what did he need? He wanted a heart, right? If I only had a heart. Do 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 do. You see him? Alright guys, much love to you. My name is Will from What's Up in the Sky 37. If you're new to this, please hit subscribe. Go grab this picture. I want you to download it, blow it up big, and I want you to take a look at some of these really small pieces that I'm looking at here and see how geometrically designed it actually really is when you get into the nitty gritty of it. Uh, where you've got circles, you've got things connected. It's very interesting. Looks like a little habitat. So then come back, let me know what you think. Your comments are always welcome below. Um, can't say anything other than that. I mean, always welcome. I love the comments, even when people don't agree. They don't see what I see, or most times you guys see something else and it's even better. This looks like it's got a little tarp or metal piece over it. See that there? So much to see, so much to do. Just one little picture. So I'm gonna check out the rest of this days and see what we come up with. So unless we get something really good on the mass cam, it's gonna be tough to. Like I said, the quality's so bad. I don't know how much more I can take of it. It drives me nuts every time I do the videos. I'm like sitting there thinking $2.5 billion, $2.5 billion up here on the horizon is pretty cool too. All right, guys. Much love to you. Check the website out, www.whatsupinthesky.com. We've got some conversations going on there, some articles being thrown around on the message board. So we're just getting that going, since sometimes it's hard to have a conversation here on YouTube. Always going back to either the same videos, just stuff doesn't end up meshing out perfect. So come join us over at the website and have yourself a wonderful day. Peace.